a bit more of a bio on them as we just rejoin the action. Apologies for any delay you may have.
Well, we saw our first left-hander pen holder grip, very unusual for a German-born national player. The first German lads in the late 80s and early 90s.
And because people felt it was a little one-dimensional or just difficult to maneuver around. And it's amazing. The other one is the fantastic Felix Lebrun.
LeBron, well, he's unusual, very unusual for a player considered to be stylistic. But I think players like Dong Chu use it to their advantage. It's an advantage for them to have that period of time. The game, isn't it? But you really have to be fit. It's as you can go through.
I was looking at this and thinking, what is going on? Trailing by 5.
Inching to its game point.
This is a man who single-handedly dragged Germany into the finals of the World Team Championships a couple of years ago. Just to give you a little...
Saleh takes the coach's seat every now and then for, the youngsters in his country.
Yeah, he's in a driver's seat in this one. So he's got to dig deep here. Dong Cho, he's moving his opponent around. Won the European Championships in 2022.
8-10.
Just put the table there. What a rally this is turning out to be. Oh, and Saleh takes it. Played Wang Chunting from Hong Kong, China in the opening round overall. So maybe he's just harking back to that Macao vibe.
Ahmed Saleh, he's what I would say almost looks like he's in control for most part of it. Excellent return there with that net. Playing spoil sport, so
I haven't played too many players from this region either. An adjustment, perhaps. Just everyone's got their own sort of style.
These lads. So, Japanese difference there.
So there's another. There aren't that many African players really in the top of the tree in table tennis, and yet someone like a top 10 player like Dong Cho. Yeah, there's a bit of an unknown quality here for him.
But it feels like he's doing quite well. But in the 80s and 90s, when European players were coming out, all over the place, and won the first game through that. But in the second game,
yeah, it's the other way, isn't it? The score's kind of reversed.
First game point for Dong Cho.
Yeah, I think him his fingers. Kind of draw a line through that second one, Glenn.
I think just pulling out every single world trick that he's got, which is still set.
1-3. 1-4. 4-2.
Lovely one.
5-2.
Well, the good thing is, Shazad, that at least in the third, matchup that we're looking at, we've got a fight on.
3-5.
But now
4-5. 6-4. 7-4.
Great bit of confidence, excellent footwork from him.
4-8.
But it was almost like learning to play a piano. We got the left and right arm coordination in.
The difference in age here, there's a 17-year age gap.
9-5.
Between these, very, very sizable gap.
Dimitrij Ovtcharov, 7 games at the WTT contender in Lima. Just switched gear.
Yeah.
In the first game, it's like he was settling in. I don't know whether he was reading his opponent.
Ahmed Saleh take that first game.
Actually, a lot of players do that.
They effectively draw this match.
We've seen a lot of firsts in today's event, and I'd like to see referring to Daniel Gonzalez and Marcus Freitas in their previous game. But Dang Cho
in this group, in Group 11, is Shunsuke Togami.
1-2.
This fourth game, I think those earlier two games just slipped away very easily through his fingers. Dang Cho just dominating them.
Oh, doesn't quite make it over.
Other opponents here in the tournament, but he takes back.
That is a prize pot of $1 million US, which is fantastic to see. The prize pool
Lights my eyes up. I mean, did you, when you were a kid, ever think that Africa was going to have some really strong, big players in table tennis? I wouldn't have dreamt of it at that point of time, but they do.
Dang Cho, I mean, he'd still be the favorite against Shunsuke Togami. Togami on his day.
7-3.
This is huge, Glenn. This is huge. He's leading by 4. If he makes it a 2-all, oh, that was not a good start.
Timeout by Ahmed Saleh. A bit earlier, but 8-4. He's got a chance here.
Yeah. It's going to come down to him having to beat Shunsuke Togami.
Saleh to serve. Oh, beautifully done. And game point here.
6-10. 11-6. Game to Saleh.
Well, that is a great result for Ahmed Saleh.